Hello, Middleton. Happy Friday, and welcome to another episode of Plank's Principles podcast as we look to close out the month of September. With me today is Jason Adams, our coordinator for our advisory program. And we'd like to start by just telling you a little bit about kind of how our advisory program works. It is intended to be a 4-year program. It is the one place that students go every single day. It's the 30 minutes that is opposite lunch, and our students go one day and it's curricular, it's information, and then the next day they go and it's essentially a study hall that gives us some time to catch up. So in the perfect world, they'd have the same teacher all 4 years who they get to see every single day to establish that relationship with. When they're freshmen, it's the Link Crew program. And then once Link Crew comes to an end, we move on to our own curriculum. So again, I'd like to welcome you here today and welcome Jason Adams, who is our advisory coordinator. Jason, I was hoping you could share with us just a little bit about what maybe parents can expect that their students have already done this year, and maybe what is coming up next.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So September, the focus has been really what are the nuts and bolts of what a student would need to function throughout the day, where to go from point A to point B to point C to point D. We focused a lot on Flexi-Schedule. We talked about ASR, what ASR is. We even had our freshmen report to their advisors during ASR.
Oh, those first couple weeks.
Yep, just to make sure they had a place to go. We talked about the student code of conduct, attendance policies, a lot of the information that we feel that's important to know right off the bat.
All those critical elements just to get grounded when we get going. And what's coming up next? If parents are wondering, well, okay, now what? What's going to happen here in the next few weeks?
Yeah. So October is a fantastic month. First of all, we have homecoming coming up in the first week of school.
Here it is.
So it's already showed up pretty quick. So we're going into areas of mindfulness, social media. They're going to take a look at areas that need to be mindful in that aspect. We're going to talk about community building, environmental health as well. So we'll have some advisories that will have tasks with other advisories as well. We'll even talk about how to be mindful around the school community here.
So these things that kind of some self-awareness and some coping mechanisms and things going forward.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, if you're interested out there as family members, moms and dads, guardians, etc., about our advisory program, probably your best source of information is to ask your student directly about their experience in advisory. We certainly would also welcome you to contact their advisor directly if you are curious about attendance or grades or just how they're doing in school so far as they're getting the new year off and running. And finally, Jason has said that he'd be more than happy to answer anybody that might want to reach out to him as well. His email is jadams@ and it's all the rest of the fun stuff on our emails that you all know and love, the mcpasd.k12.wi.us. Again, as Jason said earlier, next week is homecoming. We hope that you can join us on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. for the parade. We also would want to remind you that the dance is here at Middleton High School next Saturday night from 8 to 11. Again, if you haven't done so already, I'd welcome you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Stephen Plank, Stephen Plank. And as your high school principal, would love to be able to continue to have these communications with you. So before we leave, Jason, thanks again for your time.
My pleasure.
Appreciate you being here. And to everyone, hope it's a great weekend.